Real talk for a moment. I actually had, well, I didn't have to, but I went out of my way to try and memorize as many of these weapons as possible. So that way I don't have one of those, well, the embarrassing situations that happened in the last few videos. So hopefully this one doesn't have as many inaccuracies. With that said, onto the video. Welcome to my largest Brickmania collection. Ignore those Germans back there. It's like, as time's gone on, more and more stuff has gotten onto my desk. Anyways, let's get started with the weapons. You've got M1 Garands, or I've heard them pronounced Grands, but I've been told that it's actually pronounced Garand. Also, give me a second. Sorry, I was just moving a lamp. And here we got some M1 carbine full stocks. You just continue down the row. Then you've got an M1 carbine paratrooper version. Brickmania sometimes lists these two as separate models. I actually don't see why. Oh, actually, yeah, I kind of do. Oh, they're exactly the same. Anyways, you got some shotguns. These aren't the same models used in World War I, but fun fact, in World War I, shotguns were called trench brooms. The Germans actually threatened to execute any American soldier found with a shotgun or shotgun shells because they felt that it was too inhumane. This is the same nation that goes on to kill 6 million people because of simply their ethnicity, and also goes on to use gas attacks. No, they were already doing gas attacks. Is Germany the only nation in the world that has been ironic at any point in time, even more than they were in World War I? I'm just gonna cut myself short here and just go on to this one. This is a M1917A1 machine gun. They actually made this their own little special weapon thing. Fun fact, this was actually water cooled, so it was able to fire for a lot longer. That's why the barrel looks kind of like a cylinder, and also it's got the ammo chain. Here we have an M60 LMG, two of them, one of them with a bipod, another one without. This is an M1917, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but I'm more familiar with it being called the Browning. And here you just got a bunch of BAR rifles. To be frank, I don't know why I have them. Here you got some... Okay, that's just embarrassing. I completely blanked out on their names. I'll just look them up afterwards. You can tell me in the comments if you want. And here we got a bunch of bazookas. I don't know why I have so many bazookas. I don't know why my American... Well, I know why, but my American collection is so much larger than everything else. Here you've got M19 M1911 version 2.45 pistol. That's what Brickmania listed it as on their site. These look surprisingly modern. I mean, it looks like you can just give this to a military soldier and they probably think that it was something from the late 2000s or something. Here we have an M1917 revolver. They actually used to use these in the Navy. Some of them still do, actually. We actually recently got one at a gun show like a few years ago. I tested it out at the firing range. I'm not exactly one for shooting, but firing a revolver is surprisingly fun. And since I'm a high school student, and I'm saying that out loud now, I'm starting to think that there's going to be somebody out there who's now convinced that I'm a sociopath, or no, a psychopath, and I'm just going to stop before YouTube takes down this video for thinking that I'm a horrible person. Anyways, here we've got M1875 Peacemakers. I used to have 3 of them, but one of them got lost in the carpet, and nobody was wanting to turn on the light so I can look for it, so I never found it. So now I have 2 of them, because frankly, I really like the pistols. I think this one's also a Peacemaker. This one is from Brick Warriors instead of Brick Arms. I got it at a custom Lego store down here in Goodyear. Bricks and Minifigs. Really suggest it, people. Here you've got a couple of frag grenades and a few more grenades that I actually do not know the name of. I think these are Brick Warriors as well. I got these through a trade when I was in elementary school. I guess you could technically classify them as the first custom Lego weapons I ever got. But by that point, I was already well into Economy Customs, so... Anyways, here we've got some vests. Got 3 American Rifleman vests and 1 American Machine Gunner vest. And we've got 8 M1 steel pot helmets. They used these things all the way to the 70s. That's why you'll see in Vietnam War movies, people still have those. Here, now, onto the vehicles, I guess. Here we've got 2 Willys Jeeps. The first... Oh, sorry for the chair squeaking. The first 2 actual Brickmania kits that I've ever gotten. Fun fact. Here we've got the M1 Marines tank. This thing is just awesome. I'm missing the antenna on the back of it, though. I actually have a review of this tank, so look in the Brickmania thing, the playlisting, you'll find it. It's from about 9 months ago. Well, for me, anyway. People tend to watch my order videos a lot. I actually have a video from last year that's blowing up. It has 1,000 views. Chris Deck's miniature Lego Venator. I built it and I wanted to show it off. And for the first year or so, it didn't get any views. Like, it was only like 5 or so. Then now it's blowing up for no reason. Here we've got a surprising mix of, well, guns in general. I mean, one of my biggest complaints with, well, World War II in general, but then again, it's kind of taboo to complain about a war. It's that there weren't very many howitzers. Like, I'll educate you on what a howitzer is, because it's a common misconception that it's specifically a type of German gun. A howitzer is a proper artillery piece. For example, this is not a howitzer. This is an anti-tank gun. This is a howitzer. It's supposed to launch shells over vast distances, kind of like supersized mortars. But the thing is that there aren't very many of them. I mean, like in World War II, there just aren't very many of them, and there's even fewer kits about them. I mean, I got this one in a special edition bundle. I got it with this 101st Airborne Trooper. He was from the Screaming Eagles, I remember that. I got him with it, and I also got one of those carbines. But speaking of minifigures, I already kind of showed this guy to you, but in case you want to get a closer look. He's actually kind of cool. I like him. I'm only going to show you one of these riflemen because they're literally all the same. Like, I got 4 of them in an order once, and well, what do you know, I keep tipping them over. I got 4 of them in an order, and one of the normal infantry, like this guy. This guy just has a different face. Back in the day, well, they're probably still doing this now, but they used to allow you, or they still do allow you to buy just individual torsos. So during one of my orders, I had an extra few bucks lying around, so I just decided, why not? And I just bought that. I put the machine gunner vest on him. And I keep moving stuff. And here's actually my first ever US soldier. He actually has an old-fashioned Lego head on. So, like, let me show it to you. His head just has a generally slimmer profile. It doesn't look like it from the camera, but if you look at it in real life, you'll notice it. But anyway, here is Private Carpetti. What? Screw it, I'm just gonna knock these guys over already. Brickmania sold him as a special edition, like limited time, especially texture printed minifigure. Like, you guys probably can't really tell because you'll only really notice that it's texture printed by actually touching it. It's also really tough for the camera to focus on for some reason. But this is when they were testing out texture printing. I believe Brick Arms still sells him, but I know for a fact that Brickmania does not. So I'm pretty glad I picked him up when I had the chance. It came with a reloaded M1 carbine full stock. Oh, they call it reloaded now, but back then they called it overmolded, which makes a little bit more sense. I mean, A Spangler, a YouTuber that I know and greatly admire, by the way, actually just paints over him. So, I mean, I personally actually tried that once, but the paint kept scratching off. But I also didn't have very good painting skills. He came with a custom edition box. This is actually the first Brick Arms crate I ever had. It comes custom printed. So that's nice. He actually came with an ammo clip. And last but not least, we have the US Marine tanker. He's not really different from a standard Marine. You could just put a pot helmet on him and he'll be a normal one in no time. By that I mean he's literally already one. But yeah, that's just what I do. Anyways, that is the entirety of the collection. Also, fun fact, I wrote down some of the names because I could not remember them. So, I guess in the next 2 videos I'm going to be doing the miscellaneous ones. Miscellaneous, and then I'll do my final video on Lando's bricks. Anyways, also I'd like to shout out to Brickmania, who made all this possible by, actually selling this stuff. They're a little bit pricey, but in the end they have good intentions. And I really like what they do. So, if you like what they do, I suggest you support them. I do not appreciate them copyright striking people who are telling people how to build their retired designs, but who knows a company that hasn't copyright struck a video on YouTube? I know it doesn't justify it, but just letting you know, it happens a lot. Oh, who am I kidding? You're on YouTube, of course you know. Anyways, thanks for watching, and please rate, comment, and subscribe if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, I'd like to let you know right now that this is being pre-recorded. As I'm recording this, my review of the German forces, I believe, should be going up right about now. Actually, it went up about an hour ago, but upload speeds are kind of slow on my phone. I might actually start doing scheduled uploads, which is where I upload the video, I set it to private or whatever, and then I go onto my computer and set it to go public at, say, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you guys have any suggestions on what time I should upload, please comment down below. I want to make it convenient for anybody who's trying to watch it by posting it at a good time of the day. I mean, I'm not always available. I have high school and whatnot. Anyways, please comment down below about that. Anyways, I'm gonna stop asking you of stuff, and I'm just gonna go. Goodbye.